Hi, I'm Jale. Welcome to my channel. This is going to be a general collective reading for the sign of Pisces for February 2020. So Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, Mars, Ascendant and or Stellium, whichever is prevalent in your natal chart. We're going to be linking to Spirit first to see what it is they want to bring through for you guys. Then we'll be using the tarot cards just to get some insight. So we're using the Witch's Tarot today by Ellen Dugan, and then Oracle cards for outcomes. So let's link in with Spirit. Let's see what they want to bring forward for Pisces for Pisces for February 2020. Okay, it's not what you do, it's the way that you do it. That's what gets results. Now I don't know what's going on today, but I'm channeling all songs. But that's a song from, I think it's the 80s or 90s. I'm showing my age now. Yeah, it's that song. I couldn't work out the words first of all. I was like, I know that tune, and then they gave me the words as well, which is always useful. Yeah, it's not what you do, it's the way that you do it. That's what gets results. Okay, let's yeah, there's something, I want to say something very melancholic about this energy that I'm tapping into here. I do love Pisces energies, but I do have to take my hat off to you guys. When my moon was, I've probably told this story 100 times already for you guys, but I always have respect for Pisces. When my progressed moon was in Pisces, even though my moon is really a hard placement to have, moon in Scorpio in 12th house, so it's naturally in that. When it was progressing through Pisces a couple of years ago, wow. So any Pisces moons out there, and now obviously my moon's in the 12th house, so that kind of relates to me. I have to take my hat off to you, because you guys are, it's like an abyss of emotion. It's like it's different from a Scorpio moon, because it's like ours is like an iceberg. You can see 5% of it, but it goes very deep. Whereas you guys, it goes very deep, but you can feel everything. And it's like you're like a bleeding heart. It's really hard energy to deal with. So especially in amongst all these Capricorn heavy kind of energies at the moment, yeah, it's like it's probably has been quite kind of heavy for you in the last couple of months, especially if you're an empath. Keep going. The energy is clearing. I can guarantee you of that. The reason I know is because I've, you know, I'm an empath myself. I'm a healer, so I can kind of look ahead to see how the shifts are going to sort of feel. If you can keep going at least to Pisces season, because I feel like Pisces season you'll start getting a bit more of an understanding of things. But let's have a look to see obviously what is going to happen for you guys in February. Now obviously all those February Pisces, happy birthday as well. Let's see what is coming up for you guys in February Pisces. Let's see what insight they have here. Yeah, look, so very indecisive energy here. We've got the Two of Pentacles. It's like you're juggling things in this practical reality we're in at the moment. You're not entirely sure where you want to take this, but you definitely want to move on from something that has caused some kind of emotional disturbance. I'm hearing emotional disturbance, but I was going to say emotional harrowing and or mentally harrowing experience. They're saying more emotion. There's a heck of a lot of emotion that's being built up here that you're disconnecting yourself from, because it's so, I mean, look, I totally get you. It's that emotion's not easy. In my experience though, and I did actually not follow this initially myself, which was definitely something I wish I had, is I was trying to avoid it. It doesn't help because it just prolongs the agony essentially. Walk into it. Can you see here, you've got two people here. One of them's avoiding the water and he's juggling, he's distracted, and another one is kind of not really looking at what he's doing, but he's got his oar in the water. Someone's avoiding emotions here because it's altogether way too painful. Yeah, Two of Swords, yet more destructive energy, not wanting to see what's ahead, doesn't want to decide, doesn't want to choose. Now again, you could be a cross watcher watching this and observing what I'm saying, and this would apply to you as well as the sort of, you know, Pisces individuals watching this. You're caught in between making a decision to stay or move on, to deal with the emotions, to not deal with the emotions, to stay in the physical, to leave in the physical, to observe what this person's showing you or to not observe it. But I mean, look, one thing you definitely do need to do is you need to be aware of what this situation actually involves, because there's definitely some element of, oh my God, it's brutal. I mean, look, this is why they gave me these guys, because after, I mean, I needed it to get through this Pisces kind of progressed mean, but they were like, just get over it. And I'm like, thanks, that's really useful. Not. There's definitely an element of someone's fooling themselves a little bit here. They think that if they can just keep treading the water a little bit and not seeing it, then they're not going to have to move on. They don't. It's like they're thinking they're moving on into something that it isn't. It's like an illusionary energy. Again, could be within your. I feel like I wanted to say romance, but the word finance came out my mouth, so that's definitely not random. Love life, career, within friendship groups, family members. You're not seeing something here that is causing some, again, they keep wanting me to say an emotional disturbance. It's like you're trying to make excuses for someone. That song's going to make more sense to me in a bit, but I'm also hearing you're playing with fire. Someone's, not all of you, but there's one or two of you here that I feel like you think you're more in control than you actually are of your emotions, and someone's utilizing that, someone's tapping into that. They think that you are more in control of a situation than you are, and there's an individual that's relying on that. But for others of you, you are trying to get to the bottom of a situation here, and you don't know what to do about it. Yeah, look, we've got karma in reverse, so judgment in reverse here. There's a karmic situation that you could be kind of refusing to rip the plaster off, and or a decision that you're refusing to make because you don't want to make it. All right. Now, interestingly, straight after that card was pulled out, we had the Wheel of Fortune. So there is going to be a change that I feel that you are possibly have already tried to put off in this month, because you don't want to make a decision, because you're not wanting to see, because you don't want to jump into that emotional kind of pool of, you know, intensity, which I totally understand. But it's like spirit are intervening here because there's too much inconsistency. It's like you're stagnating a little bit now. Sorry, I've just I'm not even going to go into this, but it's in anyway, I'm not even going to get into that. Turn the phone over, Charlotte. Come on. Right, so judgment in reverse. All right, so someone's not wanting to make a decision, and the Wheel of Fortune is now upright. So it's like someone is taking things into their own hands. There's definitely a shift where a decision will have to be made. Typical, look, I don't want to sort of go stereotypical here, but there is very much this kind of, there's been a cycle of non-decision making. Let's see what else is going on here. Let's see what this Wheel of Fortune's about. What else is going on for Pisces, please? Six of Cups in reverse. So if you if this is to do with a love situation where you were juggling, going to and from, not wanting to sort of observe what was ahead of you or what was going on here, no decisions being made either from you or them, it's like the Wheel of Fates have turned here, and the Six of Cups is now reversed. So I feel like a possible reunion is not on the cards for the majority of you, okay? This also could be something nostalgic from childhood. Could also be the parent or, you know, parent of your children that you could have been looking at reconciling with. But there's definitely a shift with this Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, look, burdens, 10 of Wands. Someone had, it was just way too much of a burden. The action they're taking is they're trying to close this out, you or them. But someone's wanting to close this, hence the Wheel of Fortune card. It's like what was previously left way open. The energy, it's like the energy and the emotions are kind of being bled or run dry here. And I feel like Spirit has stepped in. You're going to have some kind of Spirit intervening within this month, where a closure of a potential partnership and or situation is being looked at. Yeah. Yeah. We've got the Strength card in reverse. Okay, so if this was a situation where you were juggling in order to sort of, you know, keep up the strength to keep moving towards, like, you know, an outcome here, I feel like you're going to release that, or there's going to be a change of situation here that, I mean, it requires you to release it, and or there might have been a part of you that didn't want to let go because you were scared of what the other person was going to do, or you were concerned how things were going to develop for you. Maybe if you would be always single, that part of it is being shed away. All right, you're releasing that kind of, there's a fear that's being released as well with all this. All right, and you're also starting anew. There's a brand new start here with the Fool. All right, there's a brand new start here with the Fool. It's like you're moving into calmer waters. You're moving into calmer waters, or you're definitely wanting to. Now, interestingly, we've now got the Two of Cups. So some of you may choose to repeat the cycle and to entertain it anyway. That I'm just going to put out there. All right, some of you may choose to repeat the cycle and to entertain this love interest, because it's like they may appear that they're coming back, but it's illusionary and they're not. And so you're kind of taking what you can get rather than having a clear answer from this person that there's any longevity in this. And we've got the Tower. So if this is you and you've kind of talked yourself into that kind of way of thinking, then there's definitely some kind of a revelation that's coming in. But I feel like the decision isn't totally being made. It's like it's like I feel like the Tower moment's possibly happened over and over and over and over again. But someone's scared to kind of close this off because they're worried what they'll lose. They're not seeing the advantages of closing off this cycle because the person isn't good. It's like they're worried what they're going to lose instead. Wow. Yeah. The thing that comes out, the revelation, the Wheel of Fortune, is that there's a secret coming out with this. So it's very similar to the Aquarius reading I've just done. Very similar. Some change of perspective, some change within you is going to probably lead you to make a decision here. But the reason everything changes is because there's a secret that comes out about this situation. All right. Now, again, if it's not love, if it's career, if someone is... I mean, look, I mean, this is so clear as day to me. You are going to have, there's a revelation. Like there's truth that's being released here that's designed to free you from the situation. Yeah, Knight of Cups. All right. So it's like someone's gesturing to sort of make an offer. They're looking like they're making all the moves. They're looking like this is a great offer. They're looking. It's all very, very facade-like. It's not like there's a reality behind this. It's all very kind of one-dimensional, two-dimensional energy. Because obviously the Knight of Cups is now, I've placed the card next to the Six of Cups in reverse. It's like I feel like this person could look like they're sort of coming forward with this offer, but it's not real. It's not real. And in amongst this, there's a secret that's still, you might even get the secret and then doubt it because it's that ridiculous, or it's been that obvious that you're just kind of like, can't be right. It is. Majority of you, it really is. What else can you tell me, please? For Pisces. Yeah. The Ten of Wands came out with the Nine of Pentacles, which is very, first of all, it's about remaining single, and carrying a burden and or trying to manifest a change in the scenario. Now, it's interesting because the song that I channeled was, it's not what you do, it's the way that you do it. So I would be looking at changing how you're doing these things because it's not heeding results. I feel like this could be a cycle that you're in, where it's like you're undecided about doing something, so you're just remaining as you are. Then you decide to go for a fresh start, but then you get confused about how you feel about the situation. Then you get a revelation and something's revealed, and then you're very much kind of wanting to step back, I feel, and then the person kind of comes, or the situation comes back to you with an offering that is short lasting. It doesn't yield results. It's like it's a never ending cycle. And then interestingly, at the end of it, when we're going back to the beginning, we've got the Page of Pentacles, which is a token offer that, I don't know how I feel about the Page of Pentacles. I mean, yes, there could be children involved, but I feel like there's also another person involved in this, potentially in this situation, and or a decision of where the future lies. Okay, so for example, with the channeled song, it's not what you do, it's the way that you do it. It could be that you're too available, and so this person's taking their years to decide, right? The advice is, if you're in this situation, to get on with your own situation, your own life. You work on you and let them deal with them, because it's interesting, at no point has their energy showed up in this reading apart from the Knight of Cups, and even then it doesn't feel like that is a very solid energy. And yes, Knight of Cups is a water sign, so Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. So you could be dealing with another water sign, or you could be a cross watcher watching this for a Pisces. Someone's got a decision to make. You, them, or both. Wow. There's a lot of discussion around children here. There's a heck of a lot of discussion around children here. We've got the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Cups. Are you or they concerned about timing for children? Is this what the discussion has been about, children? Do you already have children with this individual? But this is definitely on the cards for this month. And I feel like maybe some of you are even pregnant already. And that's what the secret could be. The secret could also be that someone else is pregnant and you're finding out. No, that's not going to be for all of you. Obviously, that's a very small number of you. What else can you tell me, please, for Pisces? Yeah, look, Page of Cups, children, yet again. And I'll be really honest with you. This could also be twins, twin boy, twin girl. Doesn't have to be. But again, we've got Page of Cups. Can be about friendship, can be about children. With the other cards I'm looking at, I mean, it's suggesting kids to me. So again, if you're looking at someone to reconcile that you already have children with, this is on the cards. And or someone that wants to start discussing children, or maybe that's you to them, but that's definitely what's the energy that's showing up here. And we've got the Eight of Swords. So someone is mentally a bit trapped in their own brain as to what they're going to do about all this. Maybe you've just found out a secret that connects children and you have no idea what you're going to do. But there's definitely some kind of energy here as to someone that doesn't know what to do about a situation, a mental situation. They're either deliberately kind of going in circles mentally with it, and so they haven't decided, and or you could be doing it. So it's whoever is in that energy. But again, if I feel like if it is relating to a pregnancy, or you know, an energy of a pregnancy, someone is absolutely got no idea what they're going to do about it, because it's like, what on earth is going on here? Someone is definitely either stuck in the past or has a fear of change, and that's where this Tower moment comes in. And there's this kind of revelation with this secret energy. Again, could be another lady that is appearing as though she is pregnant, or you know, there's someone that's involved here that people are having to make a decision about and what they're doing. And if it's not from love, it's based on the fact that there could be a pregnancy. So there's definitely confusion about all this, and it's like, again, the revelation, it's when before the revelation, there's still confusion. It's like the energy's kind of all over the place. After the revelation, it's like there is definitely some kind of it's like someone's choosing to remain in that energy because they don't know what to do with it, you know. Someone is working at moving very quickly to kind of resolve this, but I don't know how, because it's a very young energy. It's a very young energy, but definitely someone's trying to work to kind of solve this situation, but I don't know how mature the masculine energy is in amongst all this. Put it this way, if it doesn't have to be the male that's the immature sort of energy. It doesn't have to be. It's we've got a fire sign here, a Knight of Wands. So it could be Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, but it's someone who is very in and out, and or could be a fire sign, but someone who's a bit sort of younger in energy. Again, I'm not seeing any kings here. That's more kind of mature energy. So I'm only seeing knights and pages, which is usually younger males, but can be younger energy as well. Yeah, I'm getting another Knight of Pentacles. So we've now got the Knight of Cups, the Knight of Wands, the Knight of Pentacles. So the only thing we haven't got is the Knight of Swords, which is that more decisive energy. So someone is very much all over the place. That's 1000%. Someone's all over the place. They don't know what to do. Let's see what else we can get here. Sorry, this is taking ages. Right, let's see. What else can you tell me, Spirit, please, for Pisces for February 2020? Pisces, please. Now we've got the King of Wands. So now, after all that, the King of Wands. So this, again, is either someone that's already involved with someone, or is a fire sign, potentially. So again, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, but it's reversed. So this is someone who's a little bit not balanced, a little bit jealous, a bit controlling. Let's see. Yeah, we've got the Three of Pentacles reversed. So someone does not want to sort something out here. It's like maybe you're trying to resolve the situation and trying to offer solutions. This person doesn't want to hear it, all right? We've also got the Ten of Cups in reverse. So it's like you're maybe wanting to have emotional balance because of the situation, or this revelation, whatever it was, but it's definitely some kind of secret coming out within February. And it's like someone doesn't want to play ball. You're trying to reach out and trying to connect on a practical level, on an emotional level, and this person's, they're saying they're being a bit immature, okay? So they're being a bit childish, and I feel like they're not really meeting their responsibilities. This is someone who doesn't want to meet their responsibilities. So I'm going to be real. If this is not an unplanned pregnancy where the male in the scenario is a douchebag, and I'm just going to keep it real with you, because this looks like a douchebag energy. This is someone who is going to tell you that the day is the night and the night is the day, and is going to sit and expect you to lap that up. Sorry, but don't rely on this person to support you, or even to honor you, or even to listen, because I kind of feel like throwing my cards right now because I'm fuming at what I'm looking at, because I feel like I'm in someone's energy right now, and I'm trying to be a bit balanced with it myself. But I'm fuming on your behalf. If this is you, I'm annoyed on your behalf. And I would be, if they were sat in front of me and they were a client, I would also be very annoyed with them, and I would hold them to account for you, 100%. Oh, I'm so annoyed. I'm fuming. Goodness knows how you feel. Someone is literally trying to sneak away here, and I'm annoyed for you. Yeah, the Knight of Cups reversed. This is a bit of a charlatan energy. I don't like this energy. Someone who's just kind of going around, just a bit of a player, and that's it. I feel like they might even try and sneak off, all right? Because they're just not acknowledging what this situation is about. If this is you, whatever you do, take this as this is this is a good thing. I don't have to deal with this human being, because this is the kind of person that would probably put rocks in their rucksack and carry it up a hill just for the sake of saying how hard their life's been. Because whatever's going on with this individual, I feel like there's a bit of a, you may have met them and they might have been a bit of a victim energy to say, oh look, I've been such a hard life, and I've gone through so much, and then you're sat there thinking, oh that's terrible, so have I, and then meanwhile you're being stitched up by them. So don't fall for it. Okay, 8 of Wands, fast moving energy, all right, very fast moving energy. So I feel like once you get a bit of truth in amongst all this situation, where that you maybe realise, I mean, look, this is not going to be for all of you, not all of you are going to have this situation, but the majority of you, I feel like this person's an idiot, and I'm sorry to say that, but I'm going to be really honest. I'm fuming. I can feel this energy and I'm already annoyed, all right? So the energy is very fast moving. There's going to be a lot of changes, all right? A lot of changes in amongst all this. Let's pull some more cards. Let's see what the other picture is with all this. Definitely a pregnancy. I've got the Empress that's come out now. Just going to pull a few more cards out so I can get an overall bigger picture of what exactly is going to happen here. Oh. Wow. Wow, this is interesting. Okay, so your wish will be, there's someone is very much focused on this individual who is acting like a bit of a douchebag, the majority of you. All right. I don't feel like you'll enter into an argument with this. I feel like you'll sit and try and work out what you're going to do. But this person, at the time, I feel like you're going to try and sort of enter into a discussion, enter into sort of, you know, what's going to happen. And I feel like at some point, because we've got the 5 of Swords in reverse here, and then we've got the 7 of Cups. So I feel like you're going to be making the decision here. And then we've got the Empress card, which signifies pregnancy, and again, if you're not pregnant and this is not you, and there's absolutely no way in heck that this could ever be you, then it can be just a new energy, of feminine energy. Okay, so the divine feminine is the Empress. So again, if you're male watching this, it could just be the female element of you has transitioned. Now don't forget, we've just had Lilith, the black moon Lilith, that has just transitioned out of Pisces into Aries, conjunct Chiron. Now Lilith is the wounded feminine, and the Chiron is the wounded healer. So there's definitely an element of the feminine that is being transmuted here and or healed. And especially if you've got planets around Pisces, that could mean, have a look to see what is on the tail end of Pisces and see if you've got anything conjunct where black moon Lilith has been. Because at the beginning of the month, especially it would have been really transmuting that kind of more wounded feminine element. Again, you could be masculine as well. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to be female to have this. This is more the lower vibrational elements of the feminine, all right? But there's definitely some transition. So if you're not pregnant, if this whole before part didn't resonate, then it could just be that there's an element of you, your feminine, that is a cleansing part that's underway, that's happened. Yeah. And if that is you, then you're just reinvesting in the self. And if the pregnancy resonates with this Queen of the King of Wands in reverse, someone is definitely moving away from non-commitment. It's like someone is moving away from non-commitment of all this. So it could be you. You could have, again, if the pregnancy relates and or the connection with the King of Wands reversed, I feel like you're going to be moving away from that kind of resistant, that kind of non-committal, and that sort of unable to sort of decide. And it's interesting. Let me just clarify this. Clarify Six of Swords with the Ace of Pentacles reverse, Eight of Wands with the Emperor. Yeah, I feel like as soon as you decide that that's it, you're done, you're going to reinvest in yourself, something changes. It's not what you do, it's the way that you do it. Don't forget that. That's what gets results. That's why they were singing that song, because actually you're going to have a very strong change. Now, it could be that someone gets in contact with you that this relates to and starts taking much more responsibility, because I've got the Eight of Wands here with the Emperor. This is the divine masculine, so we've now got the divine feminine and the divine masculine. All right? And someone is, put it this way, if it's not that, then it's someone that is willing to take responsibility to help you move forward. All right? And or your own masculine energy that is propelling you forward because you've cleansed parts of your feminine. We've also got, I don't know if you've got, it doesn't look like an immediate commitment, but I feel like there's a discussion for where this is going. Someone is ready to take this a bit more seriously after that point. It's almost like the minute you decide to walk, or the minute you decide to detach from this, the moment it changes, it shifts. Because someone's willing to put some more energy in and balance this out a little bit more. And to discuss it, because we've got the last two cards here, we've got the second to last two cards, we've got the Sun and the King of Swords. So someone has made a very decisive decision for their happiness, and King of Swords is someone that doesn't go back on that. Once they've made that decision, it's taken them a long time. They don't just suddenly change their mind. And the Sun card is also a card of children. So someone is definitely making a decisive action around children here, and they're not going to change their mind on it, because we've also got the Wheel of Fortune with the Fool. So it's like the situation changes and there's a fresh start. But let's clarify. What is the outcome, please? Yeah. What is the outcome? What's this? So the Tower cards just come up. The situation could involve more than one person. If you're female watching this, there could be more than one male. But both ways. If you're male watching this, could be more than one female. If you're in a scenario where there's a pregnancy, then there's probably more than one person. If you're female, there's more than one person that you could be dealing with. One of them may not take responsibility, and one of them will. You could also the masculine that could also be in a relationship, I feel, is not going to take responsibility if that is part of your situation. But someone is taking very decisive action and is willing to support you. And if the pregnancy doesn't relate to you, then it's just about the indecision over the original situation that you're involved with. It's you deciding and making a firm decision and having a backup. Someone is planning on supporting that. It could be a parental figure that's going to support you. It could be parental figure that is deciding to support you. But you're definitely going to get some communication from someone that you're waiting for within all this situation. But I don't know how well it's going to go, because it just feels very wishy-washy. And don't forget, we've had the Tower at the end with the Temperance. So there's definitely a revelation here with healing or balance that comes out of it. Let's see what they're going to tell me. Let's Pisces for February 2020, please, Spirit. Yeah. We've got the Devil card here, shadow side, along with the Hermit. Okay, so either there's some kind of temptation that is throwing you off, and it could be a toxic partnership, could be, you know, someone that you've got an attachment to that is pulling you back in, and or it could be the person that maybe you're pregnant with. Could have been an affair, but there's definitely some judgment coming from this. Again, the Tower moment could be the revelation of the dynamics and where you actually stand in the situation. But this does center around this indecision, this kind of wanting to move away from it. This is about an addictive cycle or pattern of behavior that Spirit are trying to get you out of. I feel like someone's trying to tell you things as well, within this situation, that either you're not listening to, or they're telling you their truth and you're doubting their truth. It's like they're telling you they don't have great intentions, but you're not listening. But there's definitely an end and closure to this, because we've got the World card here with the Five of Pentacles, which is about being left out in the cold. So someone essentially within all this situation here that is, I feel, is going to probably rely on the situation to come through, or rely on someone making a decision for them, or rely on their life getting better, or, you know, rely on this whole thing changing. At the end of all this, I feel it is not. It's like you're being left out in the cold. That I'm not seeing anything other than that. But let's pull some oracle cards for outcomes. Wow, that was a little bit intense. Let's pull from the oracle, from the enchanted map, oracle cards for outcomes here. Let's see what they have to say. Spirit, what can you tell me, please, for the outcome for Pisces for February 2020? What is the outcome for Pisces for February 2020, please? Outcome for Pisces February 2020. Pisces, Spirit, what is the outcome? Yeah, there's a healing coming from this. You're definitely getting healing. What is the outcome, Spirit? Pisces. So we've got ride the wave. There's a healing element to this. Okay, now, yes, dolphins stand for telepathic connection. So there could be a twin flame situation at hand, because we did have the Emperor and Empress. So that could come into it. The riding the wave, again, telepathic connection. Maybe you're building the more physical bond with your twin flame in amongst this month, and there's a healing process underway with that. But we've also got education here, so someone is definitely learning something about this. So again, it could be that you had more than one option, and one was your twin flame, one was a karmic, and maybe you found yourself pregnant with the karmic or didn't know. There's a healing process in amongst all this that's going to happen, and also a lesson. There's a lesson in all this, because we've got the education card. Outcome for Pisces, please, for February 2020. Okay, and we've got rescue. Number 16 card, rescue. Again, it does feel like there's definitely someone coming to your aid here. I had the King of Swords that was coming to help. Let me read from the book. But there's definitely someone here that's going to come, that's going to support you through this. Whether it doesn't have to just be that if you're pregnant. I feel like you are getting some kind of support though. It says you are always safe and secure and free to be yourself. Asking for help isn't easy for many successful people. However, that's what you need to do now as you expand your life. If you find yourself troubled, you can expect help with whatever issue is at hand now. You need only ask and assistance will come your way. The most important support you can expect is from Spirit. Get into a right relationship with the divine and you'll see that many conditions line up as if by magic to provide you with all the help you need. Ask and you will receive. There is no need to fear. Safety is a place within. So yeah, it's like I feel like you've had a lot of doubt. It's like you've had so much doubt in amongst all this journey. And again, we've got the dry desert. So you could have felt really alone. You could have felt so riddled with doubt. And then obviously this situation happens and you're like, what on earth is this? This is like never ending. But this is, I feel like it's here to teach you to connect with yourself. Look, we've got Sad Embrace and we've got Golden Palace. So again, it's like there could be this love situation that doesn't pan out as you're expecting, but there's something you gain from it. It could be that your development within yourself is like the lesson that I know. You'll probably sit there going, well, I don't want the freaking lesson. I just want to feel better. And it's like, that's great, but you have to work through that first. Golden Palace. Let me read the Golden Palace to you. But that's, for me, that's a really good card. 23. The Golden Palace represents good fortune, ambitions fulfilled, wealth and prosperity. It can also indicate emotional fulfillment as perhaps you're entering a time of happiness that is long overdue. The message here is that self-worth isn't measured by what you have, no matter how abundant your life is. Instead, it comes from what you are, how authentically you're living your life, and how much love you're willing to share. Granted, receiving this card does indicate material gain and a furthering of tangible rewards, but things come and go, and knowing your true value leads to even greater riches now. Share the wealth. Okay, so again, you could have a spiritually very rich life and be, but then in the physical not have that transitioned yet, or you could have a very kind of emotionally withdrawn experience in the physical but have an extremely rich spiritual life. But this is the thing, the more you're connecting with yourself and upstairs and working through that emotional kind of lesson, let's say, trust me, it will transition down. I'll be honest with you, I've had some insane life lessons, and my path has been like, when I connect with other spiritual people and healers and they kind of read me, they're just like, what on earth is this? Like, and I'm like, yeah, sorry about that. I agree. And this is the thing, it's like it's one of those things. I would have come here and I would have been aware of my soul path. Unfortunately, I would have signed up for it. I would have agreed to it, essentially. So you just got to do what you can. If you're in this situation where there's a lot of emotions flying around, don't be too hard on yourself. Take a day at a time. Be around people that give to you, that you know you're comfortable with, that understand you, and take time to repair. Don't sort of try and rush into one situation after the other. And don't forget the beginning message. It's not what you do, it's the way that you do it. Okay, guys, so hopefully that's been of some help. This is your reading for Pisces for February 2020. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. All your likes, shares, subscriptions. It means a lot to me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Many blessings. Take good care for the rest of the month and speak soon.